Hi everybody, welcome back. It's Faith Friday again, and I want to share a message with you that I shared at the Tiny House Festival last weekend. So this is one that just has been on my heart lately, and I wanted to talk to you about it. I want to talk to you about a lie I've been telling myself. And that lie is if you work hard, you will achieve success, and then you'll get contentment. One leads to the other, which leads to the other. That is a lie I've been telling myself. Interestingly enough, some people have studied this, and they discovered that if you work from a place of contentment first, and that is a thing, it is possible, that you are 37% more likely to be efficient and creative. I'll take that 37%. What about you? Did you know that you can start from contentment and you can work and have success from contentment instead of the other way around? Did you even know that was a thing? Well, I am delighted that it is a thing. We talk about the pursuit of happiness, which I think is really interesting. I could talk about the pursuit of a lemon, but I don't need to because I have a lemon. I could talk about the pursuit of an apple, but I don't need to because I have an apple. See where I'm going with this? We can talk about the pursuit of happiness, but the only thing we do when we do that is we prove to ourselves that we're not happy today. You don't pursue something you already have. If you're content, you're not in pursuit of anything. Happiness is not a goal, it's a side effect. There are two key skills to living in contentment. And my friends in the decluttering and minimalism and tiny house movement talk a lot about this skill of letting go. And it is pivotal to who we are and what we do. And it is a skill. You start small with physical things, and then you get to an intermediate level, which is soul things. And then you graduate, so to speak, then you develop, it's not a graduation, it's a development into spiritual level letting go. Okay, so what's true in the physical realm is true in the spiritual realm. So let me give you an example. So I looked down the other day, in my hand, I was holding an ugly fork. We've got beautiful forks in this house. Why on earth am I holding an ugly fork? I let it go. It went directly into the Goodwill box or the donation box. I had a food processor. I bought it when we had the restaurant. I did a whole bunch of research and bought the best one. Cost me in the neighborhood of about $400. And we didn't use it much in the restaurant, which was not quite what I expected. And I didn't use it in the 5 years since either. Interesting, right? But I was having trouble letting go. Number one, I had spent a lot of money on it. Number two, I might need it someday. That's fear. I might need something. I don't want to get to that moment and not have something that I already spent $400 on. That's a fear. So recently, after, 5 years, some of us develop the skill of letting go a little slower than others, okay? I recently donated it to a professional kitchen at my church, and 2 weekends ago, the women there used that food processor to create coleslaw for 300 people. That is precisely where that food processor needed to be. And I'm so glad it's not me, that's not mine anymore, and that it's with the people that it should be with. That's a level of letting go. Recently, we also let go of a piano. Now, this is the piano that I grew up playing and that I have poured so much heart and soul and spirit into over the years. It is soaked in music. It is absolutely soaked in worship. And it means something to me, that piano. And it also means something to the guy we're giving it to because it's perfect for him. And it will open a whole new level of music options for him. He is a recording artist and an amazing talent and has just got a great heart, and we love them. We love them to death. And so I'm so happy that the piano is going to them because it's exactly where it goes. It's exactly the right place. And again, this is a letting go skill, a slightly more advanced level. Well, what if I take it to a soul level? Because again, what's true in the spiritual realm is also true sometimes in the soul realm and in the spiritual realm. And in the soul realm, what if I let go of something like, oh, I don't know, self-neglect or materialism or self-limiting beliefs? That's a big one, right? What if I let go of some of those soul level things? That's developing a skill, right? So let's take this into the spiritual realm. What if I let go of comparison and judgment and fear and bitterness? If I didn't have those things in my life, do you think maybe there'd be a little bit more room for contentment? Yeah, big time. So what's true in the physical realm, letting go of the fork that's ugly that I don't want to look at anymore, letting go of a food processor or a piano, letting go of self-limiting beliefs, all of that is growing the skill of letting go. And that's really important. There's another skill that's really important to contentment, and it's not the one we talk about when it's time to declutter your home. This is the one we should be talking about, though, because it makes a world of difference, and it is the key to simplicity. I hold on to my ring, my wedding ring. This is a symbol to me of the marriage I have with this handsome, brilliant husband of mine who I found late in life and who's been so kind to me that he's changed my world. And so I hold on to my wedding ring. Are you seeing? First, I talked about things to let go of. Now, what about that question of things to hold on to? That is the other side of this coin, right? I happen to have another piano. We've had two for a while there. This piano is one that my husband gave me for Christmas one year. It is a Steinway Concert Grand, and let me tell you, that is a treasure I hold on to. It means the world to me that he would give me such a personal and beautiful gift as that. Recently, we gained a treasure. I went to an auction house and saw a rug, and I realized that it was a room-size silk Persian rug. It's the sort of rug that would take one woman 3 to 5 years to create. And I really respect that kind of craftsmanship, and I love rugs, Oriental rugs. And believe it or not, I was able to get that rug for way below what it's worth. There were no rug dealers in the room to make the price go up where it should have been. So I walked home with that amazing treasure. And that's something I hold on to because it means a lot to me. Oriental rugs are women's work. I don't know if you knew that or not, but the craftsmanship represented there sometimes is phenomenal, and I respect that. And so I hold on to this as a treasure. I also hold on as treasure to books that my friends and I have written. Many of them have a little note written in the front with their signature addressing the book to me, and I respect and honor what it takes to write a book, and so those are treasures for me. Books written by my friends that are signed to me, those are things I hold on to. Well, what about on a soul level? I hold on to my values. I hold on to my focus, and that's sometimes pretty hard because I've got that whole ADD thing going on. I hold on to my husband and my dog and my family because they mean the world to me. These are things I hold tightly to because they are worth the world to me. Well, let's take this to a spiritual realm. We start these skills on a physical level, and we grow our skills at a soul level. What about at the spiritual level? There's 3 things I hold on to for all I'm worth: gratitude, generosity, and gentleness. You know, if I am grateful for my life and for the things in my life and the people and all of the aspects of my life, I won't actually have space in here for things like comparison, judgment, fear, and bitterness. That's just how it works. It's amazing. And gratitude is one of those things that leads to contentment. Isn't that cool, right? So generosity is the same sort of thing. The more I hold on to generosity, that means I can let go of the things that are meaningless, the mundane things of life, and put things in the places where they best serve the need instead of hanging on to them myself. Gentleness is amazing, especially in a culture where compassion has gone out of style. Gentleness and compassion are absolutely world-changing things to hold on to for all we're worth. Now, here's an interesting thing. If I'm going to hold on to this apple for all I am worth, it's going to mean something has to go out of my grip. You can't hold on to gratitude and generosity and gentleness for all you're worth and still keep some of that other stuff. It's just not going to work. So let me talk to you about one verse really, that has become a guiding light for me, that has been a refrain that has gone through my spirit over and over again. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And this is a beautiful thing because we all have mindsets that need renewing. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. But let me also share this with you in a different translation. So here's what I want you to do. God helping you. Take your everyday, ordinary life, your sleeping, eating, going to work, and walking around life, and place it before God as an offering. Embracing what God does for you is the best thing that you can do for God. Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit in without even thinking. You know, that whole thing of work hard, you'll gain success and then happiness. What if we switch that around and start from contentment, right? Don't become so well adjusted to your culture that you fit into it without even thinking. Instead, fix your attention on God. You'll be changed from the inside out. Readily recognize that God wants from you and quickly respond to it. Unlike the culture around you, always dragging you down to its level of immaturity, God brings out the best in us, develops well-formed maturity in us. And maturity, I might add, is a place of gentleness, gratitude, and generosity. I thank you so much for listening to me as I talk about the things that we take hold of and the things we let go of. I think these are two big keys to contentment. And I hope it gives you some keys and some tools for looking at your life today. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it.